Hello, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to AfterBuzz TV. We've got Below Deck Mediterranean, and we've got a special guest for you in studio tonight, so you do not want to go away.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you have it. We've got a special guest tonight. Yours truly, Adam Glick. Welcome to AfterBuzz.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Hey, we're very honored. This is your first podcast.
First podcast. Let's get out there and talk a little bit.
Let's do it. My name is Paulina Aguilar, and you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. And please welcome my lovely co-host.
Hi guys, I'm Laura L. Thomas. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Laura L. Thomas TV.
Jamie, where can they find you?
You can find me at JamieBanks_ and also on YouTube, Jamie Banks Travel.
And Adam, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at Chef Adam Glick on all social media outlets.
All right, let's get to it. First of all, how have you been since? How long have you? What's the timeline? Like, have you been in California since you've gotten back? Or?
Yeah, I had to go do a couple trips to Mexico. That's generally the winter program that I run. It's summers in Alaska and Mexican winters. I've done some trips across the Pacific otherwise, but yeah, that's typically the program.
Oh wow,
It's not a bad life,
right?
And in between in a van.
In the between, that actually kind of that throws a kink in the program because that's like a third of the way through one of those seasons. So.
Okay.
Got it. All right, so the first thing I think that kind of everyone wants to know is that you have this biggest crush on Malia. Where do you guys stand today? Get the heart pumping.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. So what was the question? I'm sorry. I got distracted.
Where you guys stand today?
Malia's amazing. We still talk today. It's just you're gonna have to wait and see how we develop.
Oh, all right, leaving us a little mystery there.
It's all we can do. It's too soon. It's too soon. You have to bring me back later.
It's
and we'll
never
talk about
too soon.
It again.
You are more than welcome back.
Can you blink once or twice for if you are together or not together? He's like no blinking at all. It's like a staring contest.
Staring.
Okay, we'll let it go.
So let's go through the first few episodes that we've seen. We've seen a little bit of I would go like attitude in the kitchen a little bit, and that seems to be the topic right now because I think that's what that's obviously where we see you is in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Is that just in the work environment that you're in all the time and everybody just down your throat and asking you questions or what?
It's tough because I'm stuck in that little hole all the time and at some point the little caged animals are going to want to lash out. That's basically what's happening.
Yeah.
So I don't get a lot of attention in there. There's not a lot to talk to. I get a lot of cupboards and ovens and hot grills. So the occasional dead fish, not pretty.
That was going to be my question. So what do you do when you want to eat? I mean, I guess you're solely responsible for cooking for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever get to zone out and chill?
If you ever wondered why I am so grumpy in the galley, it's because I haven't eaten in weeks.
Right. Well,
I would
that
just
makes
be
sense.
eating that whole time if I were in the show and be like, oh, fish for
but
me.
see, that's the
a
thing.
for
And
me.
actually, if I could just take 2 seconds to talk about this, I lost weight because of becoming a chef. I used to weigh a lot more, and losing about 80 pounds was because of snacking all day. If we can just snack all day long and stop eating meals, we would all lose weight. We would all stop having
That's
problems.
pretty impressive. I've heard, when people want to lose weight, it's not just working out or being on a certain diet. It's literally changing the simple ways of eating.
It's so you don't even have to write a book about it. You don't have to, it's so simple. You just
80 pounds, that's a lot.
Well, think about like cavemen walking around. They didn't sit down and make themselves a 3-course meal, 7-course meal. They walked, they picked a berry, ate, and kept walking.
Whenever they can, yeah.
So that's what my life is. It's just picking a bunch of berries
and keeping on walking. Do you have any restrictions? Because we saw a lot of restrictions with this last charter with the guests that were on board.
Naked news.
Oh man, which I happened to look up last week when you weren't here, Missy.
Oh gosh, yes, you did.
I definitely looked it up on my computer. I got an eyeful.
And then we had a segment and did this naked.
And we did. That was the after show. So,
late night.
No, but do you have any dietary restrictions? Do you follow anything?
You know what? I have 0 dietary restrictions, and it's probably really easy for me to talk shit about dietary restrictions all the time because I don't have any, but I've also had to prepare food for them for years now, and I fully understand that they exist and they need to be dealt with in a professional manner.
Well, I think you nailed this one because you had all of the challenges thrown at you, and you seem to do a pretty fantastic job on holding that fort down.
The naked lady cake, that was interesting.
Wait,
that had me frazzled right from the get-go. Let me just tell you.
Was this your first naked lady cake?
Pretty sure that's everyone's first naked lady cake.
I have to ask. I don't know your background. Who knows? Like, you could have come from, like, naked lady pastry chef or what. I don't know.
I am no pastry chef by any stretch of the imagination. I do it because I have to. It's part of my courses. But naked lady cakes, bring it on. You had to do it, right?
I love it. Well, you definitely embraced it, for sure.
So where are you originally from? How did you get into cooking? And
yeah, it's a tough one. I grew up moving around a lot, all the time. So, I have an older sister and two happily married parents, and they drug us around the world for their job. So eventually I landed in California for high school. Ended up going to 3 high schools, including international schools.
Is that because you're moving because your
'cause
parents, or because
moving
you're
around.
a troublemaker? I know, get this straight.
Like, I've heard this line before.
We were moving around. One of those high schools was actually in Kuwait City, probably where I developed an affinity for Middle Eastern women, and moved back to California during 9/11, actually.
Oh, wow.
Riots broke out, and we were evacuated, so moved back to Central California, where I would graduate from high school, explaining the 3 high schools.
There you go.
And then cooking? How'd you get into that?
Cooking, I did since I was a little kid. I'll never forget when I called my dad and I said, hey, listen, I'm going to culinary school. I'm dropping out of college. First of all, he was devastated, and then he goes, well, the only thing you ever knew how to do was grill meat, so you may as well just go on out there and do it, right?
Oh, that's great. Look at you now. And look how many places it got you, That's great. That's fantastic.
Are they fans of the show? Do they watch?
They are becoming fans of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they
absolutely.
nitpick you? Like, oh, come on.
Oh, my mom is the worst.
That's like the role of a mom, though.
But she's doing her job, and I love you for it, Mama.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
What is, like, the one thing that you just absolutely hate making?
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, I mean, and your favorites, too. I feel like
you know what it
majority of
is?
everything is.
What it is all this cooking on yachts has just made me want to simplify food. Mm-hmm. Food has gotten way too fancy. Ridiculously fancy, and it's pissing me off, honestly. And that's a lot of my frustrations, are people's want and desire for this foo-foo crap that doesn't feed you, doesn't taste good, took too long to make, and had like 25 extra steps than they should have had.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've noticed in all of your cooking, is that it seems very simple, very just like straightforward, to the point.
Yeah, like.
And it looks delicious too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your favorite dish that you make?
Oh boy, if I could make it, I don't have an answer to that because I get asked that all the time, and there are just too many options. However, if I were on my deathbed and I had one last meal,
Okay.
it would be chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, gravy with sausage bits in it, corn on the cob, extra butter, and hey, I want like a 2.5-inch thick piece of Texas toast.
Are you sure you're not Southern?
I don't think
I
I've
am
ever
Southern.
had
Are you sure?
country
'Cause I'm
fried
from
My
the
family's
South.
from Texas.
Okay, I'm from Tennessee, and that sounds like legitimately every dinner that I ever grew up with.
And I'm pretty sure you could make that for me
So
someday.
then let's be friends. But I think one thing that we know that you do not want is green juice. Right?
I have to agree. I'm not a fan of
Actually,
that.
you guys, I really think that stuff tastes pretty good. I'll be honest. I just thought it was funny.
It just caught you in the moment, huh?
Yeah, it got me in the moment. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have actually a question from one gorgeous Godzilla who wants to know if you have ever been in a cook-off with Ben and who would win.
Oh man, that's a great question.
Have you met him?
I've never even met Ben, and I'll just go ahead and relinquish power. I'm just gonna say Ben wins.
Well, we've actually got a kitchen here at AFTERBUZZ, and surprise, we have Ben now. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Imagine a cook-off.
Just kidding, but that would be
Speaking
awesome.
of cook-offs, not a lot of people know that you were on an episode of Cutthroat Kitchen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Busted.
That never happened.
Let's
What
talk
are you
about
doing?
that a little bit.
That was fun. It was cool. It was fun being under the gun. I think it actually hurt me that I had like yacht chef qualities, which meant I was organized and clean and kept my station really calm. So
Right.
that wasn't very entertaining. So
What was like one of the toughest things that they had you do on there?
oh man, at some point I wasn't allowed to taste.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of odd. I was relinquished any ability to taste my food. So it was just kind of, that's part of the show. That's like how they do the cutthroat bit. So That was probably the most difficult part. It was really funny though, watching my opponents. She had a blender full of tomato sauce that just blew up all over her. Oh, it was fantastic. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh. Awesome. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? In any cooking anywhere, anything doesn't have to be like.
Golly, that's a great question. Probably one of the most difficult experiences that I had was at the end of a very difficult charter in Alaska for Russian guests. The objective was to serve cookies, warm cookies. Unfortunately, we had glaciers between us and the boat that we had to deliver the cookies to. So I made warm cookies, sent them to the other boat, past glacial ice in Alaska.
Ooh. And they got there like
they got there not warm enough, sent back via boat to be rewarmed, and this process went on and on.
I was about to say, that's never going to get there warm.
So if that puts any sort of idea as to what I deal with.
That's crazy.
But Alaska sounds amazing. That sounds like
incredible.
I know. I love you. You're so cute. You're like, yeah, like big problem. 100%. No, that sounds awesome.
Absolutely worth it. And if I recommend Alaska to go to anyone that hasn't been, it's absolutely beautiful.
It sounds amazing. How long have you been cooking on boats? Yacht cooking.
It's been a decade.
A decade?
I can claim a decade.
So
now.
You started when you were 12.
I started when I was 12.
Congratulations.
I know.
That's a great career.
You're only 22?
I'm doing really well so far, right?
I don't know.
I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute.
Giving the man a compliment. I was saying he was young.
Sorry, I took that away from you. I was like, wait a minute, what?
I did start very young. I left college, as I had mentioned, to go to culinary school. Once I'd graduated culinary school, I was sort of slaving away at a hotel in La Jolla, San Diego, and I'm sitting there peeling a 50-pound bag of potatoes next to my buddy Mario, and kind of hating life. And I get an email, and it says, "Hey, would you ever want to work on a boat?" This was 10 years ago, and I interviewed. I got the job, and that first job was in Alaska on a small, very nostalgic boat to me.
What's an interview like? Do they make you cook certain things, or do you have a portfolio?
Oh, the captain hated me.
Really?
Captain hated me. Yeah, I pulled up and I sat down and I had this epic portfolio with all these pictures and resumes, and he basically just closed it. He looked at me and asked me how many boats I'd worked on.
Oh. So is that part
like
of the
zero?
industry?
You could give a shit what my resume was.
Right. Well, I mean, you're not technically, not a crew member working outside of the boat. So is that what they care about most of the time, even though you're cooking food?
Yes, absolutely. And especially for the chef, because our job is so influential to the charter.
For sure.
So, it's okay to bring on a green deckhand. You can teach them, you can, but to bring on a green chef first time on charter is just plain and simple a bad idea.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to get in.
But I think that goes for any industry or career choice that you make, is someone's going to give you a shot. You're going to be green wherever you go, whether you just graduated or anything.
Absolutely. And the guy that gave me a shot, I've called him multiple times and thanked him 1,000 times over, because he and I actually are great friends now. And,
you're like, hey, watch me on Monday night, Tuesday night.
No, he's like 85. I don't want him watching the show.
Maybe censor him. We'll give him the PG version.
Yeah.
I have another question from someone who's in the live chat. So if you're not in the live chat, we got a live chat going now. You can ask Adam all the questions. I got a question that's saying, would you rather have a client that ate only raw food, or one that requested very basic meals like quesadillas or tacos?
It's sort of a catch-22. If I only had quesadillas and tacos my whole life, I would never learn anything, and I'd be a quesadilla and taco chef, and I don't want to be that. I want to have all the rounds, and having guests like this demanding, with all sorts of dietary restrictions, it teaches me.
Yeah.
I actually have to open Google, and learn again, which is great, because otherwise I would actually just rot away in that galley.
Well, it's like the famous quote, if you're not growing, you're dying, right?
That's it.
So
That's it.
Teaching, learn.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
What are you up to now? So when you're not on a yacht and you're in California living in the van, which I want to talk more about.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But what are you, any projects, or what do you got going on?
Yeah, I've got all sorts of stuff going on. I try and keep my hands in lots of pots at all times. That's kind of the chef's way, right?
I haven't heard that metaphor yet.
I just came up with that one. Yeah, everyone write that down.
Stick with it.
So anyway, just trying to keep it all going. Having lots of ideas when I'm not working on a boat. Obviously, I don't want to divulge too many ideas at the moment. But when I'm not on a boat, you'll find me in my shop. I've got a shop over here in North Hollywood, and it's what we like to call the Fantasy Factory. So we've we're talking the skate ramps and basketball courts and ping pong tables, and it's what can I say? Rob Dyrdek is an inspiring guy, you know. And
I love that.
when I saw what he was doing, I'm like, oh man, I could drive my van right into that bathroom. I need to get me one of them.
So can people just come and stop by and just like shoot hoops, or is it more of like you?
We try to keep it a little less public than that. I had a guy from the street ask me if he could take a shower today, and I had to gently turn him away. However, I gave him some soap and a hose and a towel.
Oh, see, that's generous.
So he could shower outside of my shop.
That's generous.
That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so anyway, the shop is amazing. I've got my little office. We can edit. We can do all sorts of fun videos and play, and you know, check out the YouTube channel. We're always doing like new little videos and
What kind
recipes.
of channel is it?
It's more like me and my lifestyle, but you're also going to learn how to cook a couple things here and there.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was going to be my next question. Like for people who maybe aren't familiar in the kitchen as you are, what's
Absolutely.
like a good dish to try out, or even like just some small tips?
I need that. I'm a terrible cook, so.
Okay, such a simple one that you could start with. If you go to @Chef Adam Glick on my YouTube channel, you'll find I just put it up last night. It's it's me cooking an egg on top of an avocado on top of sourdough toast.
Yes, sir.
And it's
simple.
about as simple as it gets. It's probably my most requested food item from all crew, guests, you name it. I mean, everyone wants avocado toast with a poached egg on top.
Who doesn't
right.
like avocado toast?
So,
That's what I want to know.
Let's all go and learn how to do it.
No friend of mine, that's for sure. That's awesome. That's so great.
Tell us a little bit about your charity that you've got going on.
Well, it's not my charity. I'm just trying to promote.
Charity. Okay.
It's a charity. It's called A Walk on Water. It's for children of all ages and adults even that maybe don't have the ability to go out and learn how to surf. Maybe they're physically challenged or mentally impaired, whatever it may be. There are reasons that they just can't get out there and surf or even do much physical activity for that matter. So it's our job to take them out and teach them how to surf. Pick them up by the britches and we get them in a barrel. They come back with a smile from ear to ear. Children have learned how to talk instantly from doing this.
That's amazing.
So a lot of good can come from learning how to surf, and I just really want to be a part of it. So I'm just going to try and promote it as much as I can to get as many donations as I can to give away back to them.
And it's called A Walk on Water?
A Walk on Water, yeah.
Awesome. Is there a website?
awalkonwater.org.
Perfect. .org. Great. Awesome.
Let's see, what else? Questions, you guys out there, don't forget we're in the live chat, so keep it coming.
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about tonight's episode. Now, let's get into the drama with Bobby and Hannah.
And Lauren.
Lauren, the love
Can't leave Lauren out of
triangle. Any thoughts? Do you have a side you're going to pick?
I pick the side of my bed at the end of the night.
It's always a solid side to pick.
Generally the side that I choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and we did see Bobby and Hannah kind of make up tonight, which I think
is a little bit of BS because we saw them on What Happens Live on
Which
Andy
makes
Cohen,
me
which
think it
they
was-
got into a fight. You saw that. Look at your reaction. You saw that, right?
I might have seen a couple little bits of it.
So which it makes me either think that whole thing was just sort of like, I don't want to say staged, but maybe planted in a specific place for a specific purpose, or there's more to come in the season that we have not yet seen.
I think it was genuine. I think it might have been a genuine makeup there, but something must happen throughout the season, and plus the whole What Happens Live now just kind of rehashed all of that drama.
Right.
And who knows what happens before they even walk in the door. So that's always.
Is there any truth that you can?
I have no idea,
confirmed,
honestly.
nothing?
I have no idea. If I had some data, I probably still wouldn't tell you.
I was about to say, you wouldn't say anything at all. You're no use to us.
Okay, at least we have to ask. We have to ask. No, Lauren really kind of bugged me in this episode, but I was glad that we got to see a little bit more of her home life, her father in this episode.
One thing to consider about Lauren is she's just an incredibly sensitive person.
Yeah.
There are a lot of incredibly sensitive people out there.
Yeah.
So part of being a crew member.
But is that the right industry for someone like that who is sensitive?
That's a great question. I'd have to say give it a shot. People change and people can grow and people can thicken up. So I'd like to give her a shot.
Yeah, and also to her credit, this is also on TV, so it's a little more stressful than
Totally.
a normal crew
man.
life, I'm sure. And her ex, or if he's not an ex, someone she went on a date on is there too. So lots of stress.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's well, and it's a lot of emotion in a very tiny space, you know. So I can imagine it would be a challenge.
Nothing to consider is it's just so
Well,
tiny.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the boat is like the size of this like piece of paper.
That's
it's tiny.
ridiculous.
It's tiny. And then, so I had a question actually. So when this was actually in a previous episode when Sandy was calling somebody to the deck to an engineer to the deck. It was when Bobby messed up the anchor. She said, engineer to the deck, engineer to the deck. Like, how many people are on this actual boat?
You know, it's an average number of crew. For a 155-foot vessel, we're looking at about 10 crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, depending, in some cases, I've had charter guests that were more demanding, and they know they're more demanding. So right out the bat, they say, well, we're going to need 3 extra stews and a couple extra deckhands.
What's the cap on charter guests? Are you guys, is there a limit on charter guests that are able to come on that size boat?
Yes. Every boat has a limit. Really, I think it depends on your classification. I don't know. There's probably a lot more paperwork involved than I understand, but every boat does have a limit, and we actually are, thank God for the chef, because
Yeah, right? Because you'd be up a creek.
what if that limit, just got blown out of proportion?
Oh, man. Is it pretty typical for somebody to request something like in the middle of the night?
Yes.
100%.
I'd be doing that all the time.
I know.
I would be drinking, and then I'd be like, I have the munchies.
You know what?
No, truly.
You pay that kind of cash, you get absolutely whatever you want, and at some point you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oof, I'll take a whatever it's
I
gonna
want a waffle with chicken on top of it right now. Thank you.
Take me to Roscoe's.
Right? Can I get some Texas toast in here? What's going on? I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about the van life. Not everybody can hack it. I think a lot of people out there would love to actually, live that lifestyle, but they don't actually go out and do it.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest thing, and it's become very trendy to do this van thing or to be this tiny home person. And I did it because 10 years ago I didn't have a home, I was broke, and I was living on a yacht, so it just kind of felt natural to be in that similar size space made out of wood.
Yeah.
So I just kind of kept rolling with it. Again, that was 10 years ago. I did it out of a white E150 windowless Chester van.
Like van down by the river.
Full-blown van down by the river. And I got so much crap for it. Oh my gosh. And my mom, my poor mom. But eventually I upgraded. And recently, actually, had a moment with my dad. We spent 2 months building out the inside of my van. So
my next
it was a
question.
huge build, and it was a huge bonding experience for he and I. So it was really cool.
Aww.
Yeah. And just to be at home, because I was right next to my mom too, so we were cooking dinner again, and it was awesome.
So do you get to travel a lot with it?
That's all I do.
That's so cool.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say that. I've spent a lot of time in LA recently, spending a lot of time in Malibu and Ventura areas, but the goal is to continue traveling with it and just keep seeing America.
So then so you have no actual address.
I do.
You do have an actual
Get a
address.
P.O. box.
Shop. P.O. box, right? I'm just trying to figure out this lifestyle, because this is like, do you get a parking permit
I do.
like somewhere, and it's like,
Okay.
this is my
Order off
address,
Amazon.
like, at the corner of Ventura and Laurel Canyon or something. Like,
I keep a
don't know.
P.O.
That's not the
box.
actual address. People don't go there. Like, what is wrong? No, don't do that.
My address is a wooden sign posted to a tree down by a river somewhere.
I love it. No, that's crazy, because it's certainly a unique lifestyle. What's it like to take a
Number 2?
Oh my gosh! Yes, that first, and then we'll go. Well, I
was like trying to think where you're going with that one.
What's it like to take a girl back to the van? Is what I want to know.
Oh,
So this is where I get kidnapped.
I know.
Yeah, it just.
Do they dig it? Is it something that is like something that people love, or is it something that people are like, this is weird?
This van's brand new, so I just don't have too many ladies in there yet.
Okay.
So you just
we got
say,
some miles
"Oh."
to put on.
But I got some miles.
Say.
We got a couple miles to put on the
some
new
miles
van.
to put on the van.
Yeah,
Okay,
no doubt,
okay.
No doubt. But it is intriguing. I got to be honest. I can't open the doors by the beach without. I can't open the doors. I get bombarded with people the whole day.
Oh, I'm
Really?
sure.
So I'd have to keep it closed and.
They just ask a ton of questions.
Yeah, because it's
to
not
see it.
because a lot of people see the van man, and they're like, oh, you know, like kind of like, oh, that guy. But then they see my van and they're like, oh, that's badass. That's really cool.
It really is.
So anyway,
it's really cool. Awesome.
What's in there? Is like a kitchen? Yeah, like
kitchen.
like when you say van, I think of a tiny house.
I have a kitchen. One thing that's really cool feature that I recently put in is a beautiful big hammock that switches into different locations, so you can swing inside and out of the van.
That's cool.
Hey, you know, and then I got a TV in there. It's got a yacht program in it, so it holds thousands of movies. So no matter where I am, internet or not, you can turn on Top Gun and just go for it.
I love it.
Little Kenny Loggins.
Rodney Dangerfield. That's great. That's so cool.
Any places that you like, favorite places that you've been with that van? I just want to know more about this van. Like, how do you?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the beautiful thing about the van is it can go anywhere and it can sleep anywhere, and again, it just fits so well with my lifestyle as a yacht chef. I only get these little weeks off, and what am I going to do? Am I going to pay for rent for?
No, but where do you go? Like, what's the furthest you've gone with your van?
The furthest I've gone is about Van Nuys.
Oh my gosh.
So really far.
And for those of you who don't, it's like a half an hour, 20 minutes from AfterBuzz TV. That's nowhere.
So anyhow, no, I do want to take it a little further than I have in the past. Actually, my dad and I are going to be going up to Oregon this summer. There's going to be, check this out, there's going to be a solar eclipse.
To it.
What?
Yeah,
You're
maybe
doing
I'll
it too?
see you there.
Hey, where are you going?
Salem. Wait, no, actually, Salem or Bend, one of those.
That's where I was going to roll into Bend.
Okay, well, maybe see you
Hey.
there.
Wait, so when is this thing in Oregon that's happening?
sorry.
Is it like a festival
Okay,
or like
no, hardly. It's just a solar eclipse. It's probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It comes about every 55 years in this particular region. So it's going to roll through Oregon in just this little sliver of space. And if it's up to you as the exploratory van man to cruise into that one little sliver at that exact moment, it's about a 2-minute window.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super fascinating.
Yeah.
That's really
We're bringing
cool.
a telescope, my pops, and we're going to take pictures and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're really pumped.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if I had a van like that, I would just want to like take a cross-country tour.
Yeah, you know, and that's probably in the cards eventually.
I mean, how can it not be? You have everything that you need.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And if I could just cruise across the country and make everyone a taco.
The rolling taco truck.
The rolling taco truck.
Across the
But I don't want
country.
to charge. Food should be free.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, food should be free.
I'll be there. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I want tacos right now. Any goals to settle down anywhere, you know, at the end of all this?
Yeah, I really do have a goal. It's a beautiful goal. I want to build Adamville, which is basically a ranch. It's going to have livestock and beautiful big garden, you know, chickens and the whole bit. And I want to just serve simple, delicious meals that don't cost a lot and aren't pompous or like overdone, and you know, just really basic. And have people come in, maybe you and your wife, pay for a basic plate, and I come and schmooze the table a little bit, but it's going to be all my homegrown stuff right there off the ranch.
Awesome.
Wow.
So you're pretty big into the farm to table then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way we were meant to eat, and but again, it doesn't have to be so
extravagant.
Farm to table, you know, like,
Yeah.
who cares?
It's so expensive.
It's been farm to table since before any of us existed. Like,
Right.
let's just.
And the machines got involved.
There didn't used to be tables. It
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true.
was farm to mouth.
Farm to mouth. I like that.
Well,
Maybe that's what we can call it.
That's what I'm going to call it. I just
Adamville,
someone write
farm
that
to
down.
mouth.
Adamville's
Love it.
farm to mouth restaurant.
Love it.
Oh, well,
Great.
thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely.
You're more than welcome to come anytime.
You.
The
Love
more
it.
drama, I'm pretty sure you'll get a call from us.
I'll tell you what, it's going to
Alright.
get a little hectic,
Is
you guys.
it?
It's gonna get
I
a
wanna
little
see
hectic.
more of you.
Uh-huh.
Wait, I want to know. I want to know how we get out of this anchor situation. This is crazy, guys. I know she's not. You're not. You're unimpressed with this anchor.
No, I want to know. I just don't think he's going to tell us anything.
It's a little tangled up.
It's
A bit, just a bit.
You told me while we were watching. You said it was like the size of a.
I could tell you that it was about the size of a small Volkswagen of metal.
Damn.
That's
Wound
insane.
up. Yeah, it was very large. I just poked my head over the side at one point. I'm like, oh yeah, Oh, Malia's going swimming? All right.
I was going to say, why didn't you hop in?
Like, let's go. I'm going swimming too.
You didn't want to hop in with the girls and go for a little?
Oh, you might just have to just keep watching. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Maybe
we saw
he saves the day.
Well, we saw you, locking lips with Malia in a preview. Is there any other ladies that you're locking lips with?
Not any other ladies.
No?
I wanted to grab those.
Bobby's your competition.
I wanted her lips.
Oh. Okay, well then,
we're watching.
Along those lines, if we were to play, what did we play? Shag, marry, party, and kill. On the earlier this year, we played the same game with the guys on the boat. So between, I guess we got Bugs, Hannah, Lauren, and Malia.
Go.
Ready to go.
Shag Malia.
Duh.
God, I just lost my headphones.
Saw that one coming.
What were the names again? Bobby? Was Bobby?
Bobby was not part of that one.
Help me.
No. Hannah and Lauren.
Party with Lauren.
All day.
Hannah.
All day. Hannah. What was it?
Shag, marry, party, kill.
Shag Hannah again.
So we got 2
And
shags
Bugs?
and 1 party.
And
Do I have
Bugs?
to kill someone? That just seems so morbid.
That's what I said.
That's what she said. And what about Bugs?
Yeah, what about Bugs?
Bugs. Can I just clarify that Bugs is just a sweetheart?
She seems like a marrying
like
type.
She is just a sweetheart. That's all
She
I'm saying
seems
about
like
that.
it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get to know more of her. She seems like a real down, salt of the earth.
She and I are gonna have
handled-
a great turn. Just because she's all I have at some point. She's the only person I'm gonna have to lead on.
I was nervous because it seemed like your relationship got off to a rocky start there at the beginning. So it's nice to hear you say that.
Yeah, I think it's tough because she maybe hadn't worked with a lot of chefs before. So that's the rocky start there. It's just like, hey, I'm a chef. You never worked with one? All right, get out of here.
Great. How's she been a chief stew though? I never worked with a chef.
She hadn't worked with a lot of them.
Okay.
Put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm so impressed with how she's handling this whole situation. She's so positive, and I wouldn't be able to go to work. I'd be so sad. So it's really impressive.
She's up there in my books right now. I really like her.
I should also say there are a lot of chefs out there that don't yell at people, and they're very calm. I'm just not one of them.
That's fair. That's fair. Do your brand. Hey.
I feel like Ben was kind of. I mean, he was nice, but had a little sass sometimes. Yeah.
A little.
Yeah.
A little sass.
We don't have it. We don't have a team like a normal chef does. We do wish we did, but we
everything.
don't. We are the team.
This is the team.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, it's been my pleasure.
Yeah.
Where can everybody follow you on social media and your YouTube channel and your charity and everything, all that good stuff?
Absolutely. It's pretty simple. Everything is Chef Adam Glick. That's it. At Chef Adam Glick. So if you want to go to www, my website, Chef Adam Glick. You can get a T-shirt there.
I was going to say, can we show the T-shirt?
Yeah, absolutely. We got some cool little van shirts. Every yacht actually has a crew T-shirt. You'll notice us wearing those on the boat all the time. So I went ahead and created my own little van yacht crew shirt. And again, all of these, if you chose to buy one, they go for charity. So it's going to a Walk on Water, which is a beautiful charity that I'm.
Go and get your T-shirts. It's such a great cause. Jamie, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me at JamieBanks_.
Yeah, I sure can. And you can find me at Laura L. Thomas TV on Instagram and Twitter.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. And we will see you guys next week for more drama.
That's right.
Drama, baby. Woo!
Get it. Cheers.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.